Hello and welcome to Star Tarot. I'm Liz and I'm here today to talk about a deck that has recently come my way. It's the Herbal Astrology Oracle. And for those of you who watch this channel, you know that I am an herbalist as well as a tarot reader. And so when I saw that this deck was being published, I was really excited about it because I'm always on the lookout for herbal-based decks. I do have a few. I'm kind of picky about them. But anyway, this has recently come into my collection, and I just wanted to go through it, and I have not worked with it very much. I did sort of an interview spread, and then I did pull a card for teaching and guidance from Samhain until Yule that I'll be working with. And the card I pulled was Dandelion, called Wounded Healer. And it has a connection to, of course, Chiron. And that's still up on my altar. So I won't be showing that card, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Dandelion looks like. Or as the French call it, Dents de Lion, so teeth of the lion, or pissenlit, pee the bed, because it is a diuretic. Anyway, I'm digressing. Oh, surprise, surprise. So here's the box that it comes in. This is a Hay House deck, and it's a nice box. Hard to get the cover on and off. I do love inside, you are the medicine, and that is, something always to keep in mind, that we're sort of co-creating with our plant spirits and working with them to sort of bring the healing forces forward in our bodies. So I was attracted to this deck. As I said, I'm an herbalist. I have quite a few, maybe 6 other plant decks. And, I don't really need or have any desire to get every single plant deck that comes out, but this one attracted me. I thought the artwork was lovely, and also the astrological connection. So when I first began studying, or at least during my journey of studying of herbs and plant spirits and holistic healing, one of the teachers I came across was Nicholas Culpeper. And Culpeper was an English herbalist in the 1500s, 1600s, I should know that. And he made connections between the plants and the planets. And he published his studies and his research and his work with herbs in a way that it became available to the average person. So he published it in, inexpensive paper handouts that people could access. And up until Culpeper, a lot of herbal information was sort of kept hierarchically. Of course, there were a lot of wise women healers who, did healing work and used the plant spirits around them. But mainly the men wanted to keep sort of the power and prestige of the plant healing for themselves and did not share it with the average person. But Culpeper did do that. And as I said, he also made astrological connections between the planets and the plants. And I've always found that to be interesting. Since it is Samhain today, I do have my altar of my ancestors out in front of me. And one of the people that is on my altar is my dear soul sister, Pauline. Pauline was, like I said, a soul sister. She did pass in 2019. and I miss her keenly and always will. But Pauline, the reason I'm mentioning her, besides the fact that it's Samhain, and she's on my altar to remember and connect with, Pauline gave me the nickname Culpepper, just as a joke. And so I do hold that fondly, and I thought I would share that with you. So feel free to call me Culpepper if you like. Anyway, let's get down to the Herbal Astrology Oracle. The author or creator is Adriana Ayelis, and the artwork is the artist is Josephine Clerks. As I said, it's Hay House. I'm just going to read a tiny bit about the artist. Josephine Clerks is an artist, mother, folk herbalist based in the Swedish woods. She communes and co-creates with Mother Nature through ancient craft, herbalism, motherhood, dream work, and painting. And she is a passionate believer that restoring our relationship to the earth is the most potent medicine of our times. With you on that one. So here's the creator, the author of the guidebook, Adriana Ayelis. She's a rainforest herbalist, medicine maker, mother, educator, and owner of Anima Mundi Herbals. She was born and raised in Costa Rica and has extensively studied among several healing traditions, alongside master herbalists and shaman for more than 14 years. She now lives in Brooklyn. So I love that we have two folks who are herbalists and nature-based from different traditions, one European and one Central American. And I do love that there is a shamanistic curandera influence in this deck. That's something that I don't have a lot of knowledge of. I have taken a few workshops here and there, but really I have a small amount of knowledge in that herbal school. So I love having this deck from someone who has studied with those types of teachers. And one of the things I really like about this deck is that there are plants that I am very familiar with and use on a regular basis. And there are plants that I've never heard of, and then everything in between. So I wanted to go through the cards. I separated them out in piles. And the first pile, these are herbs that I am currently working with and work with on a regular basis. So just look at this beautiful artwork. So lavender, ashwagandha. I drink golden milk every day, and ashwagandha is one of the ingredients. Calendula, which I grow in my garden and have made into an infused oil, and I use that. Sage, I cook with and use on occasion herbally. Rose is an herb that I grow in my yard, beach rose, Rosa rugosa, and I make rose petal elixir. I take it every day. Rosemary is a very precious herb that I use a lot. Lemon balm, another herb that I grow in my garden and I make elixir with. Cannabis on occasion, I use that. Nettle grows all around me. Elder, a wonderful antiviral herb. Tulsi, one of my special plant spirits that I take on a regular basis. Again, I grow Tulsi in my yard. I bring her in and winter her over and then take cuttings in the spring. So each year I get more and more plants. Again, herbal elixir. Comfrey. Yes, comfrey. I've had several broken bones over the summer and I've been using comfrey. Mugwort is an herb I use magically and grow in my yard. Passion flower, a wonderful herb. I actually should have put that in the pile that I'm familiar with but not using currently. Arnica, again, as the broken bone person. Motherwort I take every day. And St. John's wort I take just about every day. Motherwort I grow in my yard, and St. John's wort as well. So here are the herbs that I am familiar with, but I'm not currently using regularly. So passion flower, palo santo, horsetail, poppy, kava, skullcap, schizandra, tobacco. God, this artwork is just stunning. Echinacea, yarrow. Many of these I do grow in my garden. Rhodiola, hibiscus. I cannot grow hibiscus. I suppose I could if I took it in over the winter. Valerian, I grow in my yard, and chamomile. Not one of my favorites in terms of taste. These are herbs that I'm familiar with, but I really haven't ever used or have used rarely. So pau d'arc, cacao, coca, psilocybin, damiana, gotukola, anamita. I love in this deck that there are hallucinogens, poison herbs. So you can see the influence that the author, Adriana, has had with her shamanic teachers. Lion's mane, reishi, mandrake, ginkgo, ginseng, sorry, I'm reading these backwards, rue. I mean, the artwork is just so stunning. Dragon's blood, which I have used magically, ayahuasca, milk thistle, cordyceps, ginkgo, cat's claw, angel's trumpet. Don't want to mess with that one. And blue lotus. So then there were, I think, 4 plants that I had never heard of. And that was kind of exciting because I'd never heard of them. And I'm going to just quickly look in the guidebook to tell you a little bit about each one of these. So I may be saying these wrong because, as I said, I've never heard of them. So the first one is Mitragynia. Not sure how to say that. And I didn't point out, but if you can notice there are astrological symbols on each of the card. Mucuna, journey. So I'm thinking maybe this must be some sort of a hallucinogen that you journey to the upper, middle, or lower worlds with. Babinsana. Again, we can see the astrological. And Jurgen Sacha. So those are the 4 herbs I'd never heard of. So let's start with Jurgen Sacha. And again, my apologies if I'm not saying that correctly. But I've never heard of any of those, so I don't know how you say them. So it says here that this is... this is an Amazonian plant, and it is the bloody resin of this plant is used in many rituals of protection against all spiritual sickness, evil eye, hexes, evil wind, and envy. It is a protection against black magic sorcerers, and it's considered a neutralizer of the highest order. It converts any intended harm or intense evil into benevolent energy. Whoa. And the guidance is, watch your back. This herb represents radical change and breakdown. This card can mean someone or something is harming your energy. Draw upon universal forces to transmute the environment, people, or situations that are depleting your life force. So that is that one. Yeah, pretty powerful. The next one is Babinsana, and this is Babinsana is a highly respected master teacher that contains a plethora of medicinal benefits for body, mind, and spirit. Native to the Amazon, many call the herb Sirenita, or mermaid, which in French is sirène, so I guess that's Spanish, Sirenita, mermaid. Beautiful paintings found in the Amazon among shamans depict her as a goddess, a deeply creative feminine spirit who has masterful healing abilities. Sirenita de los Rios assists us in healing wounds of the heart, past relationships, grief, loss, sadness, abuse, and melancholy. Babansana is often prescribed by curandera or healers to heal wounds from childhood, for soul retrieval, or to heal a stunted soul that left fragments of itself in a painful past. So, wow, that's pretty powerful as well. And then Mucuna, journey. The large velvet beans of this plant have been roasted and ground to make a coffee substitute for hundreds of years, but the plant was used in traditional healing remedies for thousands of years before that. This is from the Ayurvedic tradition, which is older than even TCM. It's like 4,000 years old or more. It's used to treat parasites, stress, anxiety, rheumatic disorders, menstrual issues, diabetes, and even cancer. In India, it is considered an aphrodisiac, menstrual promoter, which would be an emmenagogue, uterine stimulant, nerve tonic, and blood purifier. In TCM and Taoist herbal tradition, mucuna was categorized as a vital essence or jing enhancing herb. So another powerful herb, and then this one, the one that I really have a hard time saying, Mitragenia, 34, shape-shifting. Subconscious healing, synchronizing inner and outer world, shapeshifter, time travel, transcendence of illusion. Indigenous peoples of Southeast Asia have valued the power of this rainforest tree for thousands of years and have used it as a poultice to treat wounds as well as treatment for a variety of symptoms, including stress, pain, fatigue, and fever. Like coca leaves in the South American highlands, fresh leaves from Mitragenia are chewed for energy and stamina. It was a well-known opium substitute and quickly became a curative treatment for withdrawal from opiate addiction. It embodies the elements of both Saturn and Neptune as it profoundly relieves and decompresses the muscular skeletal system while granting a freeing and euphoric feeling to the body and mind. It can greatly assist those with addiction when used in the right amounts. So, wow, that is interesting. And I think you noticed when I went through the other cards that there were plants like psilocybin, ayahuasca, so other plants that are used to travel and journey to the upper, middle, and lower worlds with oftentimes guidance from shamans and elevated teachers. So I love having this deck with a multicultural approach from, as I said, the Central American creator Adriana Ayales and the Northern European Scandinavian artist Josephine Clerks, both herbally trained and including a number of herbs that I had never heard of, and also herbs that I work with on a daily basis. So it seems like such a nice blend. And I'm really looking forward to getting to know this deck and diving deeper into it. I will be pulling an herb to work with. So today is Witch's New Year. So starting today on Samhain, as I said, I pulled dandelion, but each turn of the wheel for the next year, I will pull a card from this deck, and that will be my teacher and guide for the next 6 or 7 weeks until the next turn of the wheel. I'm, as I said, excited about this. I love the artwork. I'm really quite excited about this deck. May you be well, and may you find healing from the plant spirits. Blessed be, my friends.